Stop number 1 is good. Stop number 2 will be Milledgeville, Georgia. And let's see. I know it's a 2-hour ride because I'm going from one side of Georgia to the next. And we're going to put his address in now. Contact information. Milledgeville. I've been here before. "107 miles from here." Ooh, full of cops. We got a 106-mile ride. He won't answer his phone, so let me call him.
Sorry, the mailbox is full and there is not enough space to leave a message. Goodbye.
He never.
You have a message.
Yeah.
Sorry, the mailbox is full and there is not enough space to leave a message.
Alright, let's do the thing. Okay, what's going on here?
Recovery and hope that they can come back stronger than ever so they can be on this bench and continue this case. Vertigo, the sensation of spinning and rolling. It's described as a feeling like you or your surroundings are moving when you're actually not in motion. Oh my goodness. I've had that before. I've actually woke up before and everything is just out of sync. The remedy for that is sleep. I think sleep. If you got that, I think it's a quick fix. Well, for me, it was a quick fix, but I've had similar things to that before. Wake up in the morning and everything is spinning and I'm just lopsided. The best thing to do is just lay down and just rest your head. It's a condition in your inner ear. Oh man. I have it no quick fix. Yeah, some people have it permanently, like a long time. I'm not a doctor, I can't speak about all of that. I just kind of give you a summary of what's going on here. A sensation of motion or spinning that is often described as dizziness. Holy smokes. That's why we got the music on, folks, already. Something going on. Judge says he's not sure if court can proceed today after juror calls out sick.
What?
The judge took the bench and said that there's a sick juror who's unable to attend court today. Their partner called and told the court that the juror has vertigo symptoms and had to go home.
Vertigo?
The judge said he doesn't see how we can proceed today.
you're a guest. And you have to behave like a guest.
But they are less likely, immigrants are much less likely to commit crimes in this country than actually American-born citizens. And the other thing I just wanted to say is...
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Because when you're disingenuous and out of touch with reality your whole life, and you get an actual immigrant who came here and did it the right way and accomplished so many wonderful things, had so many different accolades in the American dream, you're not going to get the cookie cutter fake response that they tell y'all to talk about. You're going to get something you ain't never heard of, or that you heard of but you want to deny. So cool, man. I cannot wait for them to finish printing mine.
But you were governor already. You can't do it again.
I'm not governor anymore.
But you are. But you know, as an immigrant yourself, you are an immigrant. You're an immigrant in this country. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing, when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant. I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine they came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity. And I think because I'm such a proud American and a proud immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do on July 4th a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon. George Washington was laid to rest, where he lived and all that, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, the existence of America. And I will be doing the speech there. They asked me because I'm an immigrant, and there will be 7,000 some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great celebration. This is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of a history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things.
Hold on. Pay attention. Y'all didn't see it coming. I saw it coming because I've watched it 5 or 6 times now. Well, I don't say 5 or 6. This will be the 4th time. Go back.
Look at their face.
So right before he said that, and don't look at Arnold.
Look at them.
Look at the women on The View. It's almost simultaneously they go, Sonny Holston, who's right next to Arnold, she go, and she like lean in and try to stop him from saying it. Go back a little bit and then play it.
Some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great celebration. This is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of a history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So
Keep going.
You got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can, keep things clean, and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do, rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to us.
You have a message.
Don't forget there's
Time out. So what he just said should be a speech that they write down and they put it on a post on the wall. This is the epitome, I would say, if that's for lack of better terms, this is the model of what you expect an immigrant who love America, who's accomplished anything in America because they wanted to. It's what you expect them to say, to feel, to describe, to embody. Everything he said was perfect. Everything he said, from how much he appreciated the country, how much it meant to him to come over here to become an immigrant, doing it legally, giving back. You're not just coming to America to take. You come here, you receive benefits from America, but you also give back to this beautiful country because they've done so much for you. Nothing, that's the end of this discussion. But wait, them hamburger heifers, they got to come on there and say something to try to detract what he said because it made too much sense. Roll the clip.
90% of the people who come here are trying to do the right thing.
They're less likely to
and
commit
and it's
crimes.
and a lot of what's happening right now is people are getting snatched who shouldn't be snatched out of the country, people who have visas, people who have all those things. So we want all the right people. We don't want people who are doing bad stuff.
But they are less likely, immigrants are much less likely to commit crimes in this country than actually American-born citizens. And the other thing I just wanted to say is that
Hold
the
on.
governor...
Look at how she's talking to this grown man who has accomplished more than she would accomplish in 400,000 lifetimes. Sonny Holston is leaning in and talking to him like he's retarded or something, for lack of better terms. Some of y'all still get offended by that word. Like he's special needs, he's on a spectrum. Let me woman-splain to this man who came here with nothing at 21 years old in 1983. That was before I was born. Mr. Olympia, I don't know how many great movies he was in. The guy's acting career, I mean, all the things he's done since he's been here. He was the governor of California. And you're gonna talk to this man with gray hair on his beard, with a lifelong experiences, hundreds of millions of dollars in his bank account, and you're gonna try to explain to him some mythical reality that you created last night while you were lying to your husband and concocting a racism story, that somehow immigrants are less likely to commit crimes. How do we designate the likelihood of illegal immigrants committing crimes when we don't know they're here? How we, this is what I want. Y'all gotta always be mindful of this. When these nut jobs say stuff like this, you have to say, how do you calculate that? Illegal aliens, she likes to say immigrants. They conflate immigrants because there's immigrants like Arnold Schwarzenegger who came here legally and did everything right. There's immigrants like Candace's husband who he became an American citizen and did everything right. Like some of my friends that have come here from Australia and other places, they come here to America, they do it right. Now, if you ask me, they probably are less likely to commit crimes than people in America because they can't commit a crime. Are they gonna get deported? Are they gonna lose their citizenship? I mean, it's all these different things, or lose their ability to become citizens, all these different things that are factors. Immigrants who do it legally are very different than people who lie, cheat, steal to get into our country. That's different. Immigrants who have social security numbers and driver's license and addresses on file are very different than somebody who come over here illegally with no social security number, no identity. Their name is one Lopez Garcia, one Lopez. They just make up names and put them out there somewhere. So what happens when they commit a crime? First of all, when you commit a crime against an illegal alien, a lot of these illegal aliens understand this. They ain't gonna call the police. Why? Because they don't want to get deported. So a lot of crimes that are committed in this underbelly society of our community or underbelly society go unreported because people do not want to contact police. So they get taken advantage of. And then when crimes are committed, how do they find people with no social security number, no identification, no nothing? If I go out and commit a crime right now and somebody go, oh, I think it was that guy that's on YouTube. Brandon Tatum. They find my date of birth, address, everywhere I used to live, my criminal record, everything pops up right there. Social security number, all that other. You go say, I think his name is one Lopez Garcia, one Lopez Perez. And then they go look him up and they like, there's 400,000 people with the same name. We have no idea who this person is. How old do you think he is? Well, no say. They don't have no idea. So you got to say he between 20 and 30. How you going to find somebody like that? Therefore, you cannot report a number. Therefore, you cannot designate or determine who the suspect was. So therefore, you don't have an accurate number as to the propensity of violence in illegal immigrants. Come on, bring it back. I go on my rants. I promise I'm going somewhere. Roll the clip. Governor
Newsom did not ask for the National Guard to come to, the federal government to come to California. There are 9,000 local law enforcement officers in California. Did he really? Time out. Everybody has.
I have to debunk every little thing she say. These people are master manipulators and conflators. She said Gavin Newsom didn't request the National Guard. He doesn't have to request the National Guard according to the law. Donald Trump has a right to activate the National Guard if he see it being fit. To do what? Not against the regular citizens, but to protect the federal buildings and federal agents. That's exactly what he did. That's what had occurred. And he's 100% in his bounds to do that according to the courts. I mean, verified by the courts. Then you go off and you go, there's 9,000 officers in California. Ma'am, the National Guard is not deployed all over the state of California. They're only deployed in this one location where all these people are burning buildings and terrorizing federal agents, throwing rocks, all the videos you guys have seen. So 9,000 police officers means nothing because a police officer in San Francisco is not going to drive down to LA to patrol. A police officer in Fresno is not going to drive to LA to patrol. What are y'all? San Diego is not going to drive up to LA. So police officers in numeric form is irrelevant if we're focusing on protests and riots that are happening in LA. Okay, state police. You got state police, you got forest police, you got airport police, you got LAPD, you got LA County Sheriff, you got so many different agencies. So if you make it a functionality of what is actually deployable, you have a substantially less number. And every police officer that's works for the police department isn't on duty at the same time. Some people working Monday through Thursday, or I don't know how they do it. We did 410s. Monday through Thursday, Thursday through Tuesday, or whatever the case may be, if my math is right. Some people are working a day shift. Some work the mid shift. Some work late swing. Some work overnight. 9,000 don't mean you have 9,000 available people at the same time. It's so disingenuous to me that it's, I don't know. Roll the clip.
I mean, look, this is a whole other issue because remember, the National Guard is under the governor's supervision.
That's right.
Yeah.
But, like for instance, when the National Guard was sent to Iraq during the Iraqi War, I was not the one that said, "Oh yeah, go to Iraq." The Bush administration came and said, "We need those people."
They came
and
to you.
They came to you. And we need the resources,
Yeah.
we need the equipment,
Yeah.
we need the weapons, we need the vehicles to ship to Iraq.
Yeah.
And then they ship
It's the
to Iraq.
coordination.
So
It's the
that's why I
coordination.
say it is very important that we.
This is the end of the clip anyway. Stop. This dumb lady on the end and all the rest of it's the coordination. It's the coordination. Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass have all said they're not cooperating with the federal government. They are not cooperating with ICE. They're not cooperating with the federal government. They have put in their legislation that local law enforcement shall not assist federal agents in immigration enforcement. They have declared themselves to be a sanctuary state. They have said over and over, we will not support the federal government.
Black female. Now you see why I say you don't want black people to take over your government? Your government, they're going to rule over you like they're doing South Africa right now, over the whites there. And there is a genocide upon the whites in Africa, South Africa. They're coming here. It's here already. It's in the making. That's why Ilhan, whatever her name is, she can say that openly on TV. She knows you're not going to do anything because she's going to threaten, oh, you're racist. Oh, you hate women. You're that, and you're going to back down. Well, I won't back down. I won't be turned around. But you back down. How can you win a war if you back down during the war? How can you overcome fear if you back down from the fear? You overcome fear by going through the fear. You overcome fear in your weakness. You can't wait until you get strong and then I'm gonna go be brave. You be strong in your weakness and help will come. This is absolutely insane that this black female from a foreign country, a so-called refugee, is in government. She's like a Congress job or something like that. And she's in our government and the enemy of America. There's another one from Alawaba country. What's her name?
Tlaib.
Yeah, Tlaib.
Rashida Tlaib.
She's another American-hated female in our government. How did that happen? She's from Palestine, right? How did that happen? No wonder those Palestinians can come here and say death to America. They can chant death to America. And God forbid, and I hope I'm wrong, I want to be wrong on this one. If America go to war with Iran, what they're feeling in Israel, it's going to be happening here in America. You can expect suicide bombing, all kind of destruction coming. Because these people have no love for America. Even the ones that live here don't love America. In the end, it's a proof of that. And you voted for her. I remember that Tlaib female from Palestine, Alawaba country, she said, we're going to impeach the MFers. Talking about Donald Trump, the great white hope. We're going to impeach the MFer. She said this about Trump when she first got elected. That's from CBS or CBN. CBS News. CBS News. We're going to impeach the MFer, a foreigner in our government. She said that back in 2019. How did this, talking about being asleep at the wheel, you voted in the enemy to run your government. It was bad enough to be voting in black American females and black American liberal males. You voted in a foreigner who hate America. What kind of information is she giving to our enemies? What is she saying to them? I don't know, but would you trust that she's not telling them information? Inside scoops. I don't know, but I've been told Jesus passed through Jericho. Amazing. And one other quick thing here before I go to break and get to your calls and super chat. Was this driver, and this is a question, right or wrong? And should this driver be punished or not? Really, I want to know from you, Americans and foreigners, illegally, all of y'all. Was this driver right or wrong, and should he be punished? This is from KTLA. police have arrested a man who they say drove through a crowd of protesters and seriously injured a woman during a weekend demonstration in downtown Riverside. Watch this first soundbite from X. That's amazing, right? Oh my God, they hit somebody. Oh my God, what are you doing? Not oh my God, this driver just seemed to be driving, going about his business down the street. These idiot protesters, they appear to have attacked his car first, hitting it, looked like they hit the window with something and everything. And he decided, it appears that he decided he's going to protect himself. And they're yelling, oh my God, what is this? Not, oh my God, they have attacked somebody, an innocent person who appears to be just driving by. They're not, oh my God, I can't believe we're attacking this man's car. These people putting their lives on the line. They're not a part of this mess, it seems. That's not, oh my God. Oh my God, these people protecting themselves. Is that wrong or right? Well, the driver was arrested along with the female passenger. Watch this from KTLA.
A man and woman have been arrested in connection with a hit-and-run crash during a protest in Riverside that left a woman in critical condition. Police say Russell Allen Prentice was arrested for intentionally driving his SUV into a group of No King's Day demonstrators Saturday night, seriously injuring a woman, then leaving the scene. That victim, 21-year-old Alexa Carrasco, was rushed to Riverside Community Hospital, suffering from broken bones, several skull fractures. She remains in critical condition. Candace Wenzel is accused of helping the suspect destroy evidence after the attack. Both Wenzel and Prentice were arrested yesterday and booked into the Robert Presley Detention Center.
Should these people be charged for trying to, it appears that they're trying to protect themselves from the mob that seemed to have attacked them in their car, and they seem to be just driving by? Should they be punished, or should the people who attacked the car, the people, be punished?
Hold on. Someone's trying to cash your money order. Is it this lady? This lady right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's her. But I don't know what's going on. I just came back.
Well, have whoever it is come out here for me, will you?
Okay.
Okay.
She's on my window. She's trying to cash the money order, and it's not better. I can't. You know why I can't.
I need the reason.
I'm sorry?
Can you tell me the reason, please?
I already told you the reason.
Can you repeat the reason for me?
Where's the money order?
Give me the reason.
Okay, man.
Why she's not giving me a reason?
Well, the money order's not. It's counterfeit allegedly,
No,
or it's
not.
been altered.
No. I think she doesn't know.
It says 55.
Yes. But she's trying to cash it for $800.
She don't know.
Well, how do you cash it for 843 when it says 55?
I can't do that.
You don't know the USC code?
Ma'am.
You have a message.
You know the UCC code?
Let's go outside, okay?
I'll take that.
I got it.
Can I get the reason why?
We're gonna get it. I'm gonna give you a reason why.
You called police for a money order.
Give me like a name or a contact, or I have a name.
I'll come back in for it.
Come on, man. Sit over here. All right.
What's going on? Why would you think that's okay to cash something like that? If it says $55 on it, but you wrote in $843 and you're wondering why they're not gonna...
It's the U.S. law.
That's not a U.S. law.
It's true.
No, it's not.
The UCC calls us on it.
No. For $55.
The UCC calls us under. Do you know the UCC calls?
Ma'am, do you have your driver's license? I need your driver's license.
No, why do you need to identify me? What did I do?
Well, you tried forging it.
That's not a forging.
I'm telling you it is.
It's a UCC law. Do you know the code?
Listen to me, I'm telling you it is.
Do you know the codes?
Do you have your driver's license?
You're not answering the question whether or not you know the codes or not.
Ma'am, do you have your driver's license?
Do you know the code?
Do you have your driver's license?
Sir, I'm asking you, do you know the codes? You're not answering my questions, but you want me to answer your questions.
Yes, I do.
Can I just get my check back?
No, you're not getting this back.
To you.
We're going to figure out what's going on, and so far you're not even identifying yourself to them.
Why do I need to identify myself to you?
Because you're trying to cash a check. Listen to me. What you're trying to do is cash a check that you hand wrote in the total for. You understand that?
Sir, that's a U.S. law.
It's a
UCC
Explain to me this code. Explain it to me.
You don't know the code?
Explain it to me.
Sir,
just explain it to
Can
me.
you turn around the check? Could you turn it around?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a negotiable instrument, apparently, and I got the check so I can cash it.
Are you like a sovereign citizen or something? Is that what you're trying to do here? Yeah? This is what I'm telling you cannot do. You cannot
I'm a sovereign citizen.
Okay, that doesn't make any difference to me. One bit, I just wanted to know, so I get to know you a little bit better, you understand?
It makes a big difference.
It doesn't. Because...
You don't know really.
Let me explain what's going on here. Do you see this right here, the total? Do you see that? That's printed on there. $55. You see that?
Okay, I should have got a blank one. The person should have got a blank one, is that what you're saying?
No. What you should have done is had this printed out for the right amount of money. That's what the whole... You're not getting this. Okay?
It's a negotiable instrument.
I don't care. I really don't.
Can I just get my check back?
No.
Because that's actually, you're confiscating something illegally that doesn't belong to you.
No, you're about to go to jail for forging this, okay?
I can't go to jail because I didn't commit a crime.
Listen to me.
I did not commit a crime, so I could not go to jail.
You certainly just tried to.
It's a UCC code, and I've been
Are you
asking
gonna let me
her
talk?
to give me my check.
You gonna let me talk? Okay. You're forging this.
It's not a forge.
See that number up there? So you're saying that you're able to do that because it says it's negotiable on the back of it? Is that what you're saying to me?
I didn't write the check. I was given that, and it's supposed to be cash because
Who gave it
it's a
to you?
negotiable instrument.
Who gave it to you? Are they
It says
here?
it on the check. Who gave it to me?
Okay, are they here anywhere? So Angie gave this to you.
Is that what it says?
Cherish Now? Who's that?
That's a business that I work for.
So let me ask you this. I'm trying to, you need to help me understand, okay? Help me understand what's going on here. So they give you, Cherish gives you,
Go ahead.
stand for you can catch the checks, thank you.
Oh.
You're telling me that Cherish gave you this right here and had it printed out for $55. And you think that you could just scratch that out and write whatever you want on top of that? Is that what you're telling me?
I was given that just the way it is.
So this is the person that gave it to you, Cherish?
Yes.
Okay.
She said that's who she works for, is Cherish.
Right. No, I got that. Is there a way I can contact the people that gave you this?
I don't know.
Because you're telling me that they gave you this like this, okay?
It's a negotiable instrument. Do you know the UCC laws, sir?
Yeah,
Do you know the UCC laws? I really have to answer. You haven't answered yes or no to that question yet.
I know a criminal
You
law.
haven't answered yes or no to that question.
Explain it to me.
If you don't know the UCC laws, why are you confiscating something that doesn't belong to you?
Explain it to me.
Can I get my check back, please? Because at this point...
No, not until I want it. You're telling me that this person gave you this right here, the way it already is.
Can I get your badge number?
Sure, 323.
Let me see. Where's...
We don't carry it, it's just 323.
323.
Karen, can move the pens.
And it's actually on your badge. Your badge number is on your badge. So
Is that right? You can tell us that
you
too?
should have to carry your badge with you.
Okay.
So where's your badge?
Give me your ID.
I don't have to give you my ID. I need my check back.
You're not getting this back.
Why?
Okay.
Can I get the
We'll talk
reason
about
why?
you. We'll talk about you getting this back.
Let me get the reason why. Can I get the reason why?
It's uttering a forged instrument.
You understand that this is you hand wrote, you crossed out the total that this was purchased for and tried writing in your own amount of money.
On a federal document.
Do you understand that?
You've altered a federal document.
I didn't do that.
Okay, a federal document's been altered
I
and you tried
didn't
to
do
present
that.
it. That's the law.
No, that's a negotiable instrument.
It's a federal document.
Isn't that backed by gold?
It's a federal document.
Isn't that backed by
It's a
gold?
federal document.
It's a
Altering a
federal document backed by gold?
$55 of it is.
We're just gonna go around in circles because she's not gonna acknowledge anything, so.
No, you're not getting this
Can I
back.
get my check
No,
back?
you're not.
Let me see your badge.
She's not identifying herself.
Let me see your badge. Can I see your badge,
Come on,
please?
let's go. Come on.
Can I get my money, please?
No, this is going to be the property and the evidence. Come on.
Can I get my money?
Come on, let's talk out here so we don't make a scene here. Come on.
Oh, it's all being recorded. There you go.
Yeah, let me record this.
It's being recorded. Okay.
Can I get my check, please?
You're not getting this check. You just tried to go into a post office.
Give me my check.
What are
Give me
cops,
my
man?
check.
What are cops?
What? That's my check.
Get your hand on it.
You put a hand on it.
Listen,
You put a hand on it.
I'm pregnant. Stop.
Okay, well, you're
Stop.
resisting.
Stop.
Stop
Stop.
resisting.
Y'all touch the check.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. You're under arrest. You stop resisting. Okay, you're resisting. You're resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. You're under arrest. You assaulted this officer. You're under arrest. You are under arrest. You are under arrest. Ma'am, stop resisting. Okay. Ma'am, you're gonna stop. You're under arrest. What? You got it? Yeah, she's good. Okay, good. All right. What? Ma'am, I'm busy. Go to your post office box.
I didn't do anything.
Go on.
Come on. I just got to double.
Take this off of me. I didn't do anything.
You're under arrest.
I didn't do anything.
You battered this officer.
I did not do anything.
You battered the officer.
No, I didn't.
All on video.
I was trying to get my check.
All on video.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. Come on.
I did not do
Nope.
What is
You're under arrest.
Just told you.
No, I didn't.
Doing yourself.
Stop!
No.
I didn't do anything.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I didn't do anything.
Stop resisting.
I'm pregnant. I didn't do anything.
You're the one that's fighting with us.
Leave me alone. Take me out of this.
Stop resisting.
I don't have anything.
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting. Just relax. Just relax.
Why are you taking me? What am I arrested for? What am I arrested for?
Well, to start with, you
What am
swatted
I
my
arrested
arm.
for? I didn't do anything to you. I only touched the check. I didn't even touch you. What am I arrested for?
Just told you, assaulting a police officer.
No, I'm not. I did not assault you. You're lying. You're lying. Why are you lying?
It's on camera.
Why are you lying?
Have a seat.
Ow! Wow!
Have a seat.
Stop!
I need you to stop resisting me.
Go with Shane, and I'm going to meet you down there. I'm going to get this lady's info.
Illegal aliens into the country. The Department of Homeland Security has relaunched this as the CBP Home app to provide illegal aliens in the U.S. a straightforward way to declare their intent to voluntarily depart. For years, Joe Biden's weakness in open border policies allowed vicious cartels to functionally control, through a campaign of terror, rape, and brutal force, nearly all illegal traffic across the southern border. President Trump has put a stop to this in record time. He designated these heinous cartels as foreign terrorist organizations and invoked the Alien Enemies Act to immediately apprehend, detain, and remove these massive threats who have flooded our country with deadly drugs, violent criminals, and vicious gangs. The Trump administration is working 24/7 to successfully arrest and deport these illegal criminals and foreign terrorists from our communities. We are in the beginning stages of carrying out the largest deportation campaign in American history. Over this past weekend, it was announced that through Operation Tidal Wave, a joint effort between ICE Miami and Florida law enforcement agencies, nearly 800 illegal aliens were arrested during the first 4 days alone. Among those arrested were a Colombian murderer, alleged MS-13 and 18th Street gang members, and a Russian with a red notice for manslaughter. And on the other side of the country, in the early Sunday morning hours, DOJ and DHS together launched a joint raid of an illegal alien underground nightclub used by Tren de Aragua in Colorado Springs, Colorado. DHS took more than 100 illegal aliens into custody, and many drugs and weapons were also seized. Operation Tidal Wave is a preview of what is to come around this country. Large-scale operations that employ our state and local enforcement partners to get criminal illegal aliens off our streets. As always, President Trump and our entire administration are grateful for the courageous law enforcement officers who are putting their lives on the line every single day to protect their fellow Americans and to keep our country safe. After 4 years of being vilified and hamstrung by the Biden administration, heroic ICE and CBP officers finally have a president who has their backs and is allowing them to do the jobs they signed up to do.
So, yeah, just anybody, man, who got like time to sit down and like, okay, let me see what this man doing all day. You know what I'm saying? And then not only, you know, it's cool to watch somebody or whatever, but to sit down and see what the person's doing all day and then try to criticize or ridicule what another person did or does is weird, man. People be overly weird, but man, shout out to my dog, Bill Cabins, dog. You know what I'm saying? He be exposing a lot of goofiness that goes on these platforms, with his platform, you know, and all the people who be bringing the positive, you know, content that be happening. Man, salute to all y'all, man, for real, for real. Y'all got lives. Y'all got lives, so. Oh, shit. My bad, gang. Y'all know I'm really doing on YouTube. I don't cut shit. Almost dropped this month. But yeah, that's what it is, man. But yeah, I just had to say that, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to CJ. I talked to my boy Juan, Mr. 75 Caprice, the other day. He called me, said that he might be coming down here for Dunk Day. That would be super dope. And I heard CJ say on his video that Juan had mentioned it. You never know, guys. CJ and Juan might be coming to Miami for Dunk Day, because it's going to be in Miami. You already know, me and Pops Moby gonna be in the building. Yeah, y'all stick around, stay tuned. I'll holler at y'all in a minute. Let's get it.
Squizzy Nicks. All that other shit is garbage. That's what I mean. What? Son. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here, son.
Banger. It's your boy Stunner Reese, man. Vibe out with me on this Squizzy Mix. Let's go.
What in the hell is a Squizzy Mix?
All that other shit is garbage. That's what I mean, son. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here, son. This shit is whack, son. Cut it out, please. Nobody's buying it. Nobody likes it. You hurt me. My ears. That shit is annoying.
You
like,
suck.
Stop it, man. It's cause niggas got a chain, some jewelry, and they dress like the motherfucking part they want to niggas. They cut out.
You tripping, dude?
We the professionals, son. We professionals at what we do. Like, cut it out.
You understand what I'm saying?
Make sure that rock got dropped, cause I get claustrophobic. Had to buy another man. Nope. I'm getting claustrophobic. I'm getting claustrophobic. Sitting inside that hybrid looking like a pirate. Fresher than your stylist, fresher than a stylist.
Fuck with this song, y'all. Yeah, man. Woo. Boy, I'm actually excited about today, man. Today's Saturday. I know it's about to be lit outside. Man, this soccer thing got a city busting right now. And it's supposed to be soccer games here in Miami, or I don't know if the actual games in Miami or whatever, but something with the event is supposed to be going on like, I think 5 or 6 times over the next 10 days or something. So I know yesterday it definitely had the beach rocking for sure. So if it's any type of energy, anything similar to that today, sure have a good day, man. You know what I'm saying? Like just the energy, people was good. Mama? Yeah. Want to just say, man, my girl Nike just got off the phone with her. She was going to try to come out to the beach today, but she a little tired, so we're going to probably try to get together tomorrow and do some content together tomorrow, y'all. So, you know, it's like, y'all be liking when, you know, females be on the channel too, you know what I'm saying? So, I just feel like Nike, we definitely want to try to help her do her thing. You know, I always try to inspire everybody to do what they do. My girl Anna, my assistant, she kind of been going through her thing, trying to put together her business. Y'all heard her shouted out a few videos back in reference to the car buying assistance. So y'all make sure y'all show her some love too. It'd be so funny when I be driving it. I just see people's hands going up in the air filming the car. I had a lady who was at Willie's eating yesterday. She was like, we was up there eating and it had to be so many people taking pictures of your car. And I was like, yeah, every day, everywhere I go, no matter what I do, what I'm doing, people gonna be, you know, filming and taking pictures of that. So yes, I definitely agree with her. But I just want to say shout out to my dog Gucci, man, for inspiring me to actually and recommending me to get my camera and start, you know, doing stuff with the car and the camera and stuff like that as far as photography. He is definitely the one who pushed me. I ain't you know what I'm saying, and told me and recommended that I do it, and I acted off of what he told me. So yeah, shout out to my dog Gucci, man, on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but man, yeah, that's what it is, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, gang, we about to head over here to the beach, and I'll holler at y'all, man, when we get over here. All right, let's get it.
1 hour later.
Yes, sir. Y'all see who it is, man. My brother, 80 today, outside with it. Yeah. We outside right now. I just pulled up. Didn't even know he was going to be here. He was supposed to come out here the other day. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, he got caught up. I know how it be. I know how it be with the little sitches and stuff. Trust me.
All right, too.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a sign.
Yeah, for sure.
But look, we here now.
We here now, man. Hey, I just came out and I seen that they done tore down the little, you know what I'm saying, the stages and stuff, y'all. I told him he missed that shit yesterday. That shit was lit, bro.
I heard about it.
Yeah, they had like a big ass drone show, bro, in the sky. Nigga,
They had words in the sky, bro. That shit was cold as hell.
Oh, yeah,
like a million drones. Yeah, it's like a million.
A lot of people were posting it. So I seen them like,
man, that shit was.
One of the dudes kicking the ball. He was doing a soccer kick.
Nigga, that shit was so cold, bro. Man, I swear to God, it was so cold to see that shit.
My boy right here.
What up, Samo? How you doing, love, G? Yep. Okay. Do your thing. Yeah, shout your shit out.
So, you know,
Do your boy thing too, man. You can find me on Instagram, Guarantee Haiti. That's G-A-R-A-N-T, 3 E's, and Haiti after that.
That way. If it's a brother of him, it's a brother of mine. So yeah, you already know what it is. Man. What up, famo? Y'all know what it is. Gang outside. Hell yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. Well, we outside, man. What's the on the agenda? What kind of interviews you got going for today? I already know you got some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all know that video. That means
Okay. Oh yeah, they definitely coming. Oh, you talking about them people?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how we call it. We call them that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Haitian terms, you know, you got terms.
Tight.
Somebody might say, hey, let's thought everybody clear there. You want to look crazy?
Yeah.
You get blitzed. You go,
all facts, no cap.
Yeah.
We got Rondo Phantom out here, man.
All right, look. I think the real situation with the people.
Trump and other things.
Shit. Sorry. Man, this out. Here goes Shalik. He's right there. He's a known rapper.
Birthday, man. It's my dad's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a little pressure.
Hell yeah. All facts.
Yeah, that's right. They asking it from far. Let's go over here. Damn.
I so you can get it on the camera real good so they can see this shit. You know what I'm saying?
But she's also suing her landlord for $100K in a counterclaim because she says all of her personal belongings were destroyed by water damage and pest infestations. After she loses her case and her demand for $100K, she starts writing ex parte letters to the judge demanding money damages from the court because she says that the judge refused to provide her a jury trial, which she believes is her right. She starts her demands for compensation at $50K in the first letter, but in the second one she wants $1 million from the judge for the emotional and psychological harm that the judge's actions have caused. Let's watch.
Will be dismissed. All right, so Ms. Barksdale on 100 Riverview versus Parker and all others. Is there someone here on behalf of Parker and all others? Ms. Parker?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay. Is it Aja?
Ahija.
All right, so Ms. Ahija Parker is here on behalf of Parker and all others, and that's what it just says Parker. I didn't have your first name on the calendar. And Ms. Barksdale, you're here on behalf of 100 Riverview. Is this this is an appeal from Magistrate Court? Is this a commercial lease or residential?
This is a residential lease, Your Honor, but if you would notice that we had an order for Ms. Parker to pay the rent into the court while this was pending, and she's not paid any monies into the court. We were in court in March, and the judge issued an order. This is actually a transfer case because Ms. Parker filed a counterclaim for $100,000, and the judge transferred the case to your court, state court. And with that transfer, the order required that she pay the rent into the register of the court until this was disposed of, but she's failed to do that. But we're ready to move forward with the entire case today if the judge will hear it.
Okay, so Ms. Parker, two things. So you file an appeal from Magistrate Court. So I get to hear the case, what they call de novo, but the appeal has requirements. So one of the requirements for me being able to hear the case is that you pay into the registry of the court any rent that would have been due with respect to the underlying judgment. So if the court said that, the plaintiff is entitled to possession of the property and rent from a said date, and then you say, well, I want to appeal, then you're required per the order of the court to pay into the registry of the court any money that should have been paid as part of the rent to preserve your right to appeal. So have you paid any money into the registry of the court?
No, I have not, but I want to say that I can't really hear you guys fully. It's a alarm going on outside that has been going on for hours, and they haven't came and turned it off. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can't hear you guys or think straightly. It's been going off for hours.
We hear you just fine, and I don't hear any alarm, but it's probably because of the weather.
No, this is the second time within a week that this alarm has gone off. The fire department came to the apartment, and
Well, can you go into like a closet, a bathroom, somewhere where you have the ability to close the like the opening off?
I'll still be able to hear it. It was
Okay,
playing even louder inside of the apartment. Let me see, can you guys hear it? They haven't came and turned it off. And I think it was not this Sunday, but the Sunday before last, it was going off, and it was going off in the apartment, and it was late at night. It was going off for hours.
Okay, now that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to ask you. I hear you just fine, and I don't hear anything in the background. So I'm not saying that something's not going off, but it's not affecting my ability to hear you and to go forward with this.
Well, can I ask? I think it's the property manager right there. Could she have somebody try to come out and turn it off?
That you can contact her after the hearing, but we're here for the hearing on the dispossessory. You filed a $100,000 counterclaim. What's that?
Noise disturbances like this, they don't come and fix anything.
Okay, so for a counterclaim, there has to be damage.
And damage, yes, ma'am. That's what I was getting to. I haven't stated everything. I'm sorry for cutting you off, though.
Okay, go ahead.
As well as water damage from the ceiling dripping everywhere. The ceiling is falling in certain areas, and as well as there's a bug issue with roaches and centipedes, spiders and millipedes, and the stuff has came into my personal property as well as my furniture. The bugs have infested into my property.
Okay, so what are you able to document $100,000 worth of damage?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what can you tell me what has been damaged in $100,000 worth?
Yes, ma'am. It's a 2-bedroom. I have beds and dressers and nightstands, as well as my sofa and my table, and I have sewing machines and things of that nature, and fabric that has been infested into.
Okay. And so how long have you rented the apartment?
Since February of last year.
And how much is your rent?
About $1,700 a month.
Okay, and when did you stop paying rent?
Was it August or July of last year, because they have not solved the any issues, and the infestation issue has gotten severely worse. And if I have them, I know everybody else in the complex.
Yeah, I don't. You're here before me. I can't handle anything for somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So do you have receipts that you have had items damaged to the tune of $100,000?
I don't have receipt. You mean like, okay, yes, I have picture and video proof of
Okay, so let's go back. Let me talk to you about a couple of things. So you said you've been renting the place since February. Your rent is $1,700 per month, but there are issues with an insect infestation and water damage. Did you give them notice in writing that you had water damage or an insect infestation?
Yes, ma'am, as well as there being a monthly fee is always charged for a pest control.
Okay. When did you tell them in writing that you had the water damage issue and the insect issue?
Through email. I can't tell you the exact date, but sporadically.
Can you pull up your email?
Yes, let me get my phone 1 second.
Ma'am, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes.
All right. So now you said you have you've given them notice of water damage. What date was that?
Let me see. Wait 1 second, please. I found the email, one email that dates back to October 2023. And someone in the leasing office stated that the Terminex tech will be coming out. But
No,
also,
what did you say?
I don't know if you see this, but I said that I'm trying to get to the beginning. Okay, here it is. I said that I'm contacting you because there's a really bad infestation of roaches and other bugs in my apartment. I moved in February, and I notified the exterminator and I notified and got the exterminator to come a few times, but they never left. I've spent the duration of my stay living here and spending my own money to get rid of them, even though I get charged for a pest control fee.
Okay. How much do you have records of how much you spent for pest control?
Yes, I have receipts, and I have the bottles of different types of spray that I've tried to use, but they have not went away.
Okay. And when did you start treating for the infestation?
I'd say around maybe May of last year, when I realized that the solutions that Terminex would come spray and put down into my apartment was not working.
Okay, and how much do you think you spent on pest control?
I'd say about maybe $120 on sprays.
All right. So now the water damage. When did you let the complex know that you had water damage issues?
I let them know immediately. It's happened in different places. I would go put in a request on their portal on their website.
Okay. And what in your apartment, what's been damaged by water issues?
My bed in my main bedroom, and then which was coming out of the bathroom in the main bedroom from up under the sink. It was like a pipe bust or something like that. The maintenance man had to come fix that. And then in the second bedroom, there was like water gushing out of the fire alarm thing, the circular one. It was water gushing out. I had to put a bucket down, and that also got on my bed and my dresser in there as well, and my clothes I had on a rack.
Okay, so how much do you estimate that damage was?
With the water damage, I'd say about half of what I'm trying to get, $50,000.
So your bed was...
The water damage cost about half of it.
No. What I'm saying is the value of the bed that you had. What was the value of the bed when you bought it new?
Okay, I'm going to tell you both the bed and then the bed frame. You want both combined?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The main bed, I would say it was probably about $6,000 together, but with the bed and then the frame.
Okay, that's your main bed.
Yes.
Okay. And what was the other stuff worth, you think?
The second bed is the bed was just about, I'd say maybe like $430 for that one.
$430?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
And then the dresser, and then my nightstands, I say is about $350 for the dresser and the nightstands. And then the clothes, I collect vintage clothes and I sew as well. So if I put a number on it, I say from the water coming down from the fire detector, I'd say that was probably about $10,000 in damage with my clothes and my fabric as well on the rack.
All right. All right. Did you have anything else?
It's just been a lot of discrepancies and issues, and it's been affecting me both mentally and it's just been a very disturbing experience, and to know that there hasn't been any help given from the complex, and it's just been a lot of other stuff as well, and a lot of harassment and just a lot of stuff.
Did you ever indicate to property management that you wish to leave the property because of these issues?
No ma'am, I asked them to fix the things. I'm not originally from this state, so I wouldn't have anywhere to go.
Okay. All right. So far what I have is $16,800. $16,800 is what you're claiming.
Yes, ma'am. No, wait. We didn't go over this.
And then you said $120 in pest control.
We didn't go over my sofa and my table, and as well as they're in the cabinets. They go, I don't know how they get into the refrigerator. They're everywhere. I can't wake up or walk around, without seeing a bug. They literally weaved into every part of not only the apartment but my life. I go outside and I open my purse and there's one crawling out of my purse. I didn't come here with bugs.
Okay. All right. All right, Miss Barksdale, anything on behalf of your client?
I'd like to ask a few questions, Ms. Parker, please.
Sure.
Ms. Parker, now your lease expired at the property on January of 2024, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And since January 2024, you have been there on a month-to-month lease, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And each month that lease renewed, you could have vacated the property, correct?
I'm not sure if that's correct. I never agreed to them to month to month. I've been waiting to come before the judge so that I can.
You've not signed a new lease. You've not signed a new lease since January 24, have you?
No.
And the lease that you signed with this property was for February of 2022, and it ended in January of 2024, correct?
No, I signed it in 2023.
But it ended in January of 2024, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And so you have not signed a new lease to even have you still residing in the property, correct?
No, I have not.
Okay. And you were required also to have personal property insurance, correct?
Yes.
And you didn't have it, did you?
Ma'am?
You did not purchase personal property insurance?
Yes, I did have it, yes.
Okay. Did you reach out to your insurance company for payment of your personal items?
I didn't want to reach out to them because I was under the impression that since it was the apartment caused the damage, I didn't want to do that.
Okay. And so how did you come to those comparable damages for your bed? Did you go out to find another bed similar to the one that you had?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you go?
The same place I got it from. I got it from my original hometown where I got it from.
Where's your hometown?
Jacksonville, Florida.
So you went back to Jacksonville, Florida to look for that same bed?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take pictures of the bed you looked at?
No, ma'am.
When did you go back to Jacksonville looking for the bed?
Probably about 3 months ago when I went back.
Just 3 months ago, so today is July, so that would have been in May of this year? May, June, July?
April.
Okay. And
yes.
So, and you filed this counterclaim when we filed this dispossession was in August of 2023, correct?
Yes.
And you filed a counterclaim to our dispossessor that was filed in August of 2023, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And so the last time you paid rent on this property was July of 2023, correct?
Yes. Right.
And at no time did you go into the office to tell them that your bed was damaged, correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay. And so when you went back to Jacksonville, tell me the name of the store that you visited.
Let me get the name. The name of the place is Furniture Source. I believe that's the name, Furniture Source.
Furniture Source, and it's located where?
In Jacksonville, Florida, on Blanding.
Okay. And what date did you purchase the bed initially?
I don't remember. I'm not sure.
And what did you pay for the bed initially?
Around the same price with everything included. It was about the $6,000 I said.
So you don't know when you purchased it, but you do know that it was about the same price 3 months ago, right?
What I'm saying is that that's about how much I paid for it. Can't remember how much the bed was when I went back.
So you just went back 3 months ago, correct?
You don't remember?
Yes.
And you went back so that you provide the court with the cost of that bed, correct?
No, I went back to ask them about a warranty.
Okay. So, but you presented to the court today that that bed was worth $6,000.
Yes, I have receipts I can find of the bed and the stuff costing that much.
Did you file those receipts with your counterclaim?
No, I wasn't sure how to file it online, as well as my pictures and evidence of the damage.
Okay. And do you have any receipts for pest control damage to your property?
You really mean like me going to get outside source pest control?
Yes, ma'am.
Not of that, but I have receipts of me purchasing products from the store.
Okay. So did you tell the court that you purchased products, or you went out and got outside sources?
No, I told her that I purchased the stuff.
Okay. And how did you come up to the cost of $120?
The receipts.
Okay, where did you go purchase it?
I've been to Home Depot. I think it's an ortho treatment. I've got a lot of bottles of those. I went to Target and they have different types of sprays. One that I can call out is a peppermint bug spray that treats different types of bugs that's supposed to keep them away. And I've been to Walmart and have bought bait, as well as I think it's boric acid that's supposed to they're supposed to ingest it and then die. So yeah, I think those are the main 3 stores that I've bought things from.
Did you give a date on when the property started leaking?
It's happened sporadically, so whenever it happens, it's never nothing that's like how can I say, it's never nothing that's small. It's always something that's big. So I have to call them immediately or email them so somebody can come out and fix it then.
Give me a guesstimate of the first time you called them about the leak.
It was probably around May or June last year. The ceiling in the kitchen was leaking. And then they came in. I don't know what they did. It just seemed like they just painted over it.
Okay. And are you still in the property?
Yes.
Is the property fit to live in?
I don't think so, no.
But you're still there?
Yes.
And we filed his dispossession August of 2023, right?
Yes.
And is now, tomorrow will be August 1st, a year ago.
Yes.
It's not fit to live in, but you're still there, right?
I don't have anywhere else to go.
Okay. Judge, I have no further questions for her. I would like to ask my client a few questions, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Miss Barksdale, you can go ahead. Your client's name?
Miss Ashley Amiger. Amager. Please raise your right hand.
Yes.
So you're from to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And you're Miss Amiger?
Amager, yes.
Amager. And you employed by 100 Riverview Owners Dayrise Residential?
Yes.
And what is your position?
I'm the property manager here.
You're the property manager?
Yes.
Before today, have you met Miss Parker?
Yes.
Okay. You heard what she testified about leaks in the property. Tell the court what you know about leaks happening in this property.
The only email that I received, the only work request that was put in regards to any leaking for the ceiling was done on April the 24th, 2023. And at that time, she was leaking and we came out and addressed it as she did say. The vendor, when they came out, they assess the damage, wait till the water dries, make sure that there's no further leakage, and then from there they'll repair the damages.
Was that based on April 24, 2023 when she had that leak? Do you recall what date you all repaired it? How long was it after the time she called it in, or you knew about it?
Give me 1 second. I can find out based upon when I have the invoice. Give me 2 seconds and I'm gonna pull it up.
Just 1 second, thank you.
Sorry.
Okay.
The rain has got my system moving a little slow, so bear with me. Here it comes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. 4/27/2023.
Hold on. The judge is off the bench. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, I'm sorry, continue.
Okay, Miss Amiga, can you tell the judge, you said she called in a work order for the leakage on April 24th, 23, correct?
Yes.
And what date did you all get it repaired?
The contractor came on 4/27/2023.
And was it repaired on that day?
It was.
And since April 27, 2023, did you have any more calls for that particular leak?
No, I did not.
Did you have any calls for pest control?
Not to my knowledge, I have not. I can pull my pest control records to see how many times she's been placed on pest control, but they have to request that. And they have to request that prior to Monday coming.
Okay, so off the top of your head, you don't know if she's requested?
I believe once or twice. I think she had a clean out. Hold on 1 second, I can tell you. Give me 1 second.
And while you're looking for that, what is the clean out?
Is where they come in and they suck up all the roaches out of the cabinets, appliances. They pull out the.
Never happened. That has never happened. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that
Ms.
has.
Parker, you can't interrupt her. She let you talk and she didn't interrupt you at
I'm
all.
sorry. I didn't know that, but that has never happened. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back on mute.
Thank you.
So what
Go
is the
ahead.
suck out? A clean out?
The clean out is where when they come in, they'll suck out all the roaches out of the refrigerator, out of the dishwasher. They pull those out. They pull out, as long as the resident has cleaned out all cabinetry of their own personal items, they clean. They suck out the roaches from there too. They go in any cracks, any crevices they can, and they pull and they suck them out into this vacuum. The resident has to be out of the home for a minimum of 3 hours for this procedure to take place because of the extensive amount of time and work and chemicals that they use.
Is this a service that you request or is it automatic?
So it's a service that they can request, or if we've noticed that they've been put on pest control quite often and they continue to have issues, we will suggest it for them and we will go ahead and reach out and let the resident know. But there is a form that they have to fill out in a checklist.
Do you see her record where she called in for pest control?
I'm grabbing the file now. My assistant is grabbing the binder for that.
Okay, let's move forward because it's time. Okay, and so other than that, the leak is y'all repaired within 3 days, and you've not gotten any more calls on it. And that's all you did. Did you go on the property yourself during that April 24th or 27th time?
I did not. And soon after. Go ahead.
Did she report anything about personal property damage?
No, ma'am. Not to me. Okay. She did not.
Okay. Yeah, I'm satisfied with her testimony. I know this time is grinding down, so I'm satisfied with that.
All right, Ms. Parker, did you have any questions of this witness on behalf of the complex?
I can only ask questions.
Right now, yes, ma'am.
Okay. You said that that this apartment received a clean out, but do you have any proof showing that? Because I never received that, and I never even knew that I could request a clean out.
Question, Judge, is she testified? If she would please ask the question.
Yeah, ma'am.
Question: Could she have any evidence? Does she have any evidence showing that I received the clean out?
Okay.
That's what we're currently looking for now, to see if she did receive the clean out.
And I also have a question. In the lease it says that monthly there's a pest control fee. If there's a pest control fee, why is there still pests present, and why isn't there any preventative measures taken to ensure that if money is being paid for this service, why isn't it anybody making sure that they're not present?
Well, one, as is stated in your lease agreement that you signed, it states that you have to inform the leasing office to let us know that you want to be placed on pest control. And it's also your responsibility to keep and maintain the cleanliness of your home. So again, I can't testify to why you're still having an infestation.
And if I was able to present proof that the entire building that I'm in is infested, well, how will you go about that?
Yeah, I'm going to object to the entire building. She can only present her unit. So I would object.
Yeah, that's what I wouldn't be able to ask my neighbors to.
Yes.
We would object to her neighbors.
Ma'am, if you didn't have someone prepared to testify at this time, then we need to move forward with the testimony that we have. But your neighbor's unit is separate from yours, and so there might be different conditions that have no bearing on yours. The level of cleanliness and different other factors might have a bearing, and so because you're the one who's suing, we need to examine what has happened with your unit and with what you've done and what they've done in response to things that you've told them. Okay?
Can I say something?
No. That's up to Ms. Barksdale.
No, ma'am.
No, I'm okay. Thank you. It's fine.
All right. Anything else at this time, Ms. Parker?
I don't have any other questions. Will I have a chance to just speak again?
Well, you can speak now if you want to.
Okay. Excuse me. She stated that I don't remember which one of you said it, but y'all said that it's relating to my unit and the cleanliness as well as just my upkeep of the apartment, but they're outside as well, and there's like holes everywhere, and they're coming in and out from like there being openings for them to get in, and there's as well as there being mold in the windowsills and in the tubs, and just I don't know, it's just been a lot.
What's your question?
Right. Anything else at this time?
Is there a way that I can present images
if you wish to? You can share screen, but I'm not sure how that works if the images are on your phone.
I sent them to my computer.
Okay.
Any
objection, Ms. Barksdale?
None, Judge.
All right. Go ahead. You would pull them up first, and then share screen, because if whatever you share screen on, we're gonna see. So.
Do you know what I would click on in order to share my screen?
If you touch the screen on your computer, you should see at the bottom icons and one of them in green says share screen.
Okay, I see the arrow on the green. Okay.
Right. I'm sorry, Ms. Parker. You were going to share screen.
Oh my goodness! And you know where it's really bad? 70.
Hearing somebody else. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. I was speaking. I was saying yes. I'm pulling it up now. Can you guys see?
I see so that's what I was saying. You need to pull the pictures up. and click on those for us.
Can you see this?
I just see small, tiny pictures. I see what you're showing us, but I just see tiny pictures.
Okay, what about this? Can you see this?
I just see tiny picture, like a series of tiny pictures.
Okay, it says pause. It says that your screen sharing is paused. I'm trying to see how do I unpause it. It's an orange.
I didn't do anything, so I don't know how to.
Can you see now? It's green.
I just still see the small pictures.
It's paused. 1 second.
All right, I don't see anything at this time. Is there anything else that you have, ma'am? Okay, I see a video.
Okay. This is some water damage, and it took a while for them to come out. It was gushing from up under there, and it was hot water. Okay, how can you turn it off? Because we don't even see what it's Okay.
All right.
And then, is it still sharing?
No, ma'am.
Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think I could just do it like that. Move this out the way. I'm sorry for the delay. This is water dripping after the gush came from this fire detector in the second bedroom.
Show us some damages.
Okay. And then the first video I showed, this is when the maintenance guy came out, and he first I had to put down newspapers to stop it because it was gushing out so bad. And this is the part that he had to replace. I think he said something along the lines of that. I think it was a valve. He said that.
Okay, but you don't have to tell us what he said. You're showing us the picture.
Okay, that's the part he had to fix on the first video I showed up under the cabinet.
Okay, so you said that there was damage to your property. Do you
Yes,
have pictures that show that?
I don't have any pictures of the property. I just have pictures of the stuff happening. Never
took a picture of your bed. Never took a picture of your sofa.
I took pictures of the stuff as I seen it happening, like the bugs crawling and the water gushing, not
any damage to the particular property item.
No.
Okay. All right. Anything else at this time, Ms. Parker?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Parker, Ms. Barksdale?
Well, I do have one more thing to say. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when I first moved in, they give a paper for me to state everything that is wrong, and the things that I wrote down, they had never came out and fixed. And well, they sent the guy out, and I don't think he no longer works here, but when the duration of him working here, he never came back to fix anything.
Okay. All right, did you have anything else at this time?
No, not at this time.
All right, Ms. Barksdale, did you have anything else at this time?
Miss Ashley, you're on mute.
Wait, I do have. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let her go. Then can I go after her?
Okay, Ms. Barksdale, I think what I didn't get was, what is the amount of the
That's what I was trying to get to, Judge. Miss Ashley, what is owed from August 2023 through July 31st, 2024? What's the total owed on this account?
She currently, yes, ma'am. She currently owes $23,194.06 as of today.
And if you were asking for a writ on August the 8th, which would be 7 days, that would be 1720 divided by 31 days. That's 55.48 a day times 8. That's 443.87. And without any other fees with the utilities, that would be 23,194.06. That would be 23,638.03. 23,638.03 through August the 8th, with just rent and no other fees but August.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Right. Anything else, Miss Parker?
Okay, when I was asking questions, I didn't get to state that that I have not had any clean out as far as her saying that that's what they do for bugs. I wasn't even aware that that was a thing. Every time I requested pest control, they just came and sprayed and put bait down, as well as it's just been a lot of wear and tear on my mental state. It has affected me greatly, and I've been harassed. It was one property manager that has came out with a man and jumped the balcony and was banging on the windows and doors.
Yeah, I'm gonna object to that. We don't know who it is, and nobody's here to testify.
I have a picture of them walking, and
I'm
hearsay, Judge.
So, Ms. Parker, I think we're getting a little far afield from what's going on. Okay, so this is what the court is considering: the fact that you've been in this place. Without a lease since January 24th of 2024, that you failed to pay rent on a month-to-month basis. So essentially, when you're month-to-month, it means that you have not signed a new lease, but the same terms apply as the old lease. The only thing that changes is the notice provision, and the amount of time that they have to give you to get out of the apartment if they want to evict you. Or if they want to end the lease contract. But if they want to evict you, they can do so for failure to pay. In Georgia, the law is that if you are occupying a property, then as long as you occupy the property and they can't rent it to somebody else, you owe the rent. Now, if there are issues with the property and you spend money to correct those issues, or the property is such that you can't live there and you have to leave, then you can get damages as an offset to what is owed on the rent. So if you already owe rent and you're still in the property, but you're not paying that rent, the amount is still going up of what you owe. If you have given them notice of something and they haven't fixed it, and you had to fix it yourself, then you can get an offset against that rent, but you probably don't have and I'm gonna tell you, you don't have enough to equal $100,000. What you've shown me is that when you gave them notice of the water issue, someone did come out and he was replacing a valve or some part of the system where the water issue was addressed. So you gave them notice, there's a water issue in my place, someone came out and addressed it. You have pictures of that. You also said that for pest control, that you were being charged a fee for pest control. you spent money on pest control. The things that they didn't assist you with getting rid of the insects, and you spent $120. So far, you've established damages of $120. You haven't been able to give me any information with respect to your clothes. You testified that you suffered $10,000 in damages, but you didn't take any pictures of them. You didn't give a receipt for the bed that you had. The timeline seems a little iffy, and a $6,000 bed seems a little bit excessive, and you're not able to pay $1,700 a month in rent. And so I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. From a practical standpoint, you've shown the damage. I didn't get anything else about any lasting water damage. But as a practical matter, I'll give you $500 as an offset on your counterclaim to the $23,638.03 that you owe. So the judgment would be in the amount of $23,138.03. And you've been in the place without paying since January of 2024. That's a breach of the lease agreement because you failed to pay, but you didn't leave the premises. As a result, the court is going to issue a writ of possession to the plaintiffs, Phoenix Partners, for you to leave the location within 7 days, which will be on August 8th of 2024.
Can I speak now?
Yes, ma'am.
I was under the impression from the Georgia tenant handbook, I believe that's what it's called, that I can withhold rent when they're not handling repairs.
But you have to prove what repairs they didn't handle.
Unless it's changed since I was in magistrate court, no ma'am. You can make repairs and you can withhold the amount that you spent. But you can't withhold the total amount and still remain in the property.
A verdict's been
made. Yes, ma'am.
Judgment's been given.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Barksdale? Am I incorrect in anything? Because I'm sure you'll correct it.
Well, I'm gonna let you have it today. We would ask for the appeal provision in the order, Judge. Do you want me to prepare the order, or would you like to prepare?
You can prepare it.
Okay, I will send it to Val.
All right. And so, Ms. Parker, the appeal required you to put money into the record of into the registry of the court. If you plan on appealing this, I'm telling you, you need to pay the $1,700 a month into the record of the court. You need to catch up the $23,138.03 that the court granted in judgment, and then pay any additional monthly amounts until such time as the case is resolved fully.
You need to get out in 7 days. You got 7 days.
If I pay the money into the, what did you say it's called again, please?
The court's registry. So you would have to pay the entire judgment of $23,138.03, and then each month after that, you'd have to pay the $1,700 monthly rent in order to maintain the appeal. If it's not paid, your appeal won't go forward, and my judgment will stand.
Okay, I understand. And as far as the Georgia tenant handbook, is there any way that I can show proof of that information I found?
Ma'am, I can't tell you what the Georgia tenant handbook says. What I know the law to be is that if you have an issue that you've given them notice of and they have not addressed it, and then you've taken your money or your effort to correct that issue, you can withhold that portion that matches the amount that you spent or paid someone to do it. But you didn't pay somebody $23,000, meaning that you withholding everything since January. Now, if I've incorrectly stated the law, Ms. Barksdale, as an officer of the court, you will correct me. Is that correct?
The paying rent is a separate covenant from repairs. You're expected to pay the rent. You're expected for us to do the repairs, but you cannot withhold rent for repairs and remain in the property.
Yes, ma'am. It works differently in other states, but here in Georgia, if you're in possession of the property, you have to pay rent.
Okay.
So that's why I treated these things separately. Their claim for rent, your claim for damages. I heard your claim for damages. I took what you have proven in damages. I applied that against the rent owed. I gave you an offset, but it still equates to $23,138.03.
Okay.
All right. Ms.
Thank you,
Barksdale, you're welcome. If you'll prepare the order and the writ.
I will.
All right, thank you.
We're done here.
You're excused at this time unless you have something else before the court.
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
24. Specifically, this notice addresses the denial of my right to a trial by jury, the failure to provide a fair proceeding, and violations of your judicial oath as prescribed by the laws of the state and the U.S. Constitution. 1. Violation of right to a trial by jury. Under the 6th and 7th Amendments to the United States Constitution and corresponding provisions of the Georgia Constitution, I am entitled to a trial by jury in both criminal and civil matters, where such rights apply. On July 31st, 2024, you knowingly denied me this fundamental right by ruling and not providing a jury. This action directly infringed upon my constitutional right to have my case heard and decided by a jury of my peers. 2. Denial of fair and impartial proceeding. The Due Process Clause of the 5th and 14th Amendments guarantees all individuals the right to a fair and impartial proceeding. During the proceedings in Clayton County State Court, unfair bias, improper conduct, and unjust rulings which prevented me from receiving a fair hearing, specifically limiting evidence, refusing to hear testimony, or making prejudicial comments. These actions severely compromised the integrity of the judicial process and denied me my right to due process under the law. 3. Violation of judicial oath. As a sworn officer of the court, you are obligated to uphold the Constitution and laws of the United States and the state of Georgia. Your conduct during my case directly contravenes your judicial oath, which mandates fairness, impartiality, and adherence to the law. By issuing rulings inconsistent with the law, demonstrating bias, or failing to respect my constitutional rights, you violated your duty to uphold justice in a manner that is fair and impartial. This breach of your oath undermined the legitimacy of the judicial process. Damages and relief sought. As a result of your actions, I have suffered significant harm, including but not limited to denial of constitutional right to a jury trial and a fair proceeding, emotional distress resulting from unfair and prejudicial conduct in court, legal costs and financial losses related to addressing the improper conduct, general damages for the harm to my reputation and trust in the legal process. I am hereby seeking the following. 1. A formal written explanation and acknowledgement of the constitutional violations committed during my case. 2. Compensation for all the legal expenses and related damages caused by your actions. 3. Appropriate disciplinary action and review by relevant judicial oversight bodies to ensure accountability for the violation of your judicial oath. Settlement amount, $50,000.
Damn.
Notice of further action. If I do not receive a satisfactory response within 30 days of receiving this notice, I will have no alternative but to pursue all available legal remedies, including filing a formal complaint with the Georgia Judicial Qualifications Commission and any other appropriate legal actions. I trust that you will take this matter seriously and respond promptly to resolve these issues. Please direct all communication to my contact details listed above. Sincerely, Ms. Parker. 12 days later, Ms. Parker sent the court another letter. Dear Judge Hayward, I am writing to formally demand relief pursuant to OCGA Section 502126 in connection with your actions, which resulted in the violation of my constitutional right to a trial by jury, denying me my right to enforce a contract, and causing significant emotional distress, thereby breaching your judicial oath to uphold the law and protect the rights of citizens. Statement of facts. On July 31st, 2024, 2 p.m., during legal proceedings in which I was a party to and in the Clayton County State Court, you denied me my right to a trial by jury and the rights to enforce a contract. As guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution and the Constitution of the State of Georgia, Every citizen has the fundamental right to a jury trial in criminal cases and in civil matters when appropriate. Your bias and failure to uphold this right deprived me of a fair legal process, causing emotional distress, mental anguish, and the loss of faith in the judicial system. As a judge, you are bound by your oath to uphold the law and protect the rights of individuals who appear before you. By denying me my right to a trial by jury, you breach this solemn duty, and your actions directly cause me harm. Nature of the claim. Your actions constitute negligence and strict liability, a violation of my constitutional rights, including but not limited to the right to a trial by jury, as well as a breach of your judicial oath. These actions cause significant emotional distress, mental anguish, and undue hardship for which I am entitled to damages under OCGA Section 502126. Damages. As a direct result of your actions, I have experienced substantial emotional and psychological harm, including stress, anxiety, and emotional distress. I am seeking $1 million compensation for these damages, as well as for any other losses directly or indirectly caused by your unlawful actions. Conclusion. This demand is made in good faith and with the expectation that you will remedy the harm caused by your unlawful conduct. Should you fail to respond to this demand within 30 days, or fail to provide appropriate relief, I will pursue all legal remedies available to me under Georgia law, including but not limited to seeking damages in a court of law. Plaintiff, Ahijah Parker and others. Defendant, the state of Georgia. Settlement, $1 million. What? Sincerely, Ahijah Parker. In Georgia, you can have a jury trial in an eviction appeal, but you must formally request one in your answer to the court, and it must be done in writing within 30 days of filing your appeal. If Miss Parker wanted a jury trial, it was on her to ask for one long before her trial date.
We worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
DFL Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman emotional following the House's adjournment from a special session Monday. Hortman was the lone DFL lawmaker to cast a vote to cut Minnesota Care access for undocumented immigrants. It's a move she made with a heavy heart.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
The bill was deeply unpopular with members. You have a message. Members have repeatedly expressed frustration that the bill was part of a compromise, one that would ensure the necessary GOP votes to pass the rest of the state budget.
We are tremendously disappointed and gut-wrenched at this decision, at this compromise that compromises our communities that are most vulnerable.
Hortman knows she let down her own caucus members with the vote.
They're right to be mad at me. I think some of them are pretty angry. I think that their job was to make folks who voted for that bill feel like crap, and I think that they succeeded.
Over in the Senate, a similar situation unfolded. Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy forced to vote for a bill she too disagreed with to uphold the integrity of their compromise.
This one hurt. This one is a wound because of its reason. My colleagues across the aisle set this as their number one priority.
Asked whether the move would drive a wedge between her and the rest of her caucus, her DFL colleague, Senator John Marty, quickly stepped to her defense.
As a member of the caucus, yes, sir, she clearly was fighting against it every step of the way. In negotiations, if we wanted a budget, we had to agree to that. She agreed to put one vote for us because of that.
Reporting in St. Paul, I'm Quinn Gorham.
I wouldn't have cried. Now, it's unfortunate that that man politically motivated assassinated her and her husband. But she had nothing to be ashamed of because she was working for her constituents, the people, the American citizens that voted for her into office to do her job. And to do your job, politicians, you have to put the people first. Giving health care to illegals who have not paid into it. No, they shouldn't even be here. They shouldn't even be here. And on top of that, that Obamacare scam, Americans are already paying hundreds of dollars monthly for their own health care. Because you got to be damn near homeless to even to be qualified for Medicaid. So someone that just crossed the border, you want to give them Medicaid, and so they can have access to all this health care, whereas me, working taxpayer, state and federal paying taxes,
I got to pay $500 a month because I don't qualify for Medicaid, but you want to give it to someone who just came over here yesterday and have not contributed not one dime to this country. They're not even supposed to be here. They broke the law by even crossing the border illegally. So she has nothing to be ashamed of or cry. And that goes to show how politics, political parties try to shame you for doing what is right, for doing your job, for working for your constituents and working for the American people in America, to try to shame you. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was the DNC that set her and her husband up. Yeah. But this is crazy. This should not have happened. This should not be allowed to happen. Now, staying on this, I'm going to get to them in a second, honey. Well, no, let's get to this now. We're staying on, this is FBA versus Latina segment. Why in the world, first of all, why is Reverend Jesse Jackson, I think he has Parkinson's, he has something. He's not fully mentally there. They prop him up in his wheelchair for symbolism. But Pastor Jamal Bryant, he's a grifter. He's a con artist, just like the other preachers, black preachers in the black community. Call themselves boycotting Target over DEI. I'm still shopping at Target. I'm not going to stop shopping at Target. But this reporter here from Real America Voice, he asked him a question, a very good question, and the audacity of these black people, I'm gonna call them the boule, to try and deny the fact that illegals are not taking black jobs, because they are.
Sir? Yes. I understand the boycott against Target, against DEI, yes. But why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens if illegal aliens disproportionately affect the black community jobs? Say that one more time. Why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens when illegal aliens disproportionately negatively affect the black community? Yeah, that's not true. It is true. They take jobs, right? But they take your jobs.
He's saying that's not true. It is true. I actually did a video with Time and Dave, and I'm going to put the link to that video in the description, to where I uncovered with data 70% of black working adults make $43,000 or less annually. Let me repeat that. 70% of working black Americans, adult Americans, make $43,000 or less annually. 43,000 or less, that is the low wage jobs. It's the low wage jobs. So if you have illegals coming in here, the jobs that they can easily start working are the low wage. Picking the oranges, working the fields, the agriculture, hospitality, right? Now, some people say, well, Americans and specifically black Americans, they don't want to work in that industry. Bullshit. I don't believe that. How many black men come out of prison, and women, who can't find a job, who's willing to work any place and do anything for an honest paycheck? But if you're making under $43,000, you are employed at a low wage job. And the more illegals come in here, the more incentives these corporations are going to have to lay off Americans and hire an illegal, because they could pay them pennies on the dollar. And they don't got to worry about paying for health care or anything. So those are the jobs that are in danger. Low wage. Honestly, anything under 50 grand is low wage. Well, your job could easily be eliminated, and it will be, and it is being eliminated by an illegal. So instead of these black people up here, especially these preachers in the community, advocating for jobs, job education, trades, entrepreneurship, instead of advocating for that economic empowerment, economic mobility, you want to sit around and boycott Target because they eliminated DEI. Well, so did a whole bunch of other corporations. And then you want to sit up here and say that's not true, illegals are not taking jobs from Black Americans, when in fact 70% of adult working Black Americans make $43,000 a year or less. Those are the low wage jobs that the illegals come in and easily are given.
Legal. Let me offer. Thank you so much for coming out today.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
This is the Rainbow Push Annual Conference.
I mean, if you want to support black jobs, you don't support illegal aliens coming in and undercutting black jobs. It doesn't make sense though, right? I mean, we got
playing fields.
It just doesn't make sense.
The comedian, Christian comedian, move on with Darius Brooks, and uplifted by Jacqueline
No answer to the question. But that anybody involved with this,
free admission. So
I'll answer the question for you, because it doesn't matter about black jobs. This is about raising money for their coalition. They don't usually do things to support.
You have a message.
Stop black on black violence. But what they want to do is continue DEI, continue making excuses, continue victim mentality instead of setting people free. That's what that is. To the point where they're praying to the Holy Spirit for abortion, for homosexuality, and for illegal aliens. You talk about deception. The devil is the deceiver, and he has deceived this group of people. Sadly, pray for them in Jesus' name. Sir?
So let me just throw this out there, because sometimes this is the problem that I have when white people put their nose into black business, because they always take it too far. Because you sit up here and say, instead of, advocating to reduce crime, black on black crime, I'm so sick of that diatribe, because they're white on white crime, they're Hispanics on Hispanic crime. Everything that this man listed is true, but it's not just true for Black Americans. What he said, whether it's abortion, whether it's jobs and crime, it's not only happening in black communities. It is happening in everybody's community. So why are you, sir, white man, focused on black people as if that's the only group that is happening to? And it's not. Where I'm coming from is, whether it's white people, whether it's legal immigrants, by way of whether they're Caribbean or Indian, or whether they're Asian Americans, each group focuses on economic mobility, except for black people. Each group has its leaders, community leaders, and they focus on the economic mobility. Black people, we have the church, the preachers, and there's nothing wrong with that if they are doing what they're supposed to do to make sure that the community is flourishing in the name of God, in the name of Jesus. And that's not what they're doing. So yes, you white people, you have a high crime rate in your community. The illegals are taking your jobs too. There are a lot of more poor white people than there are black people, because it's more of you. It's just that I will say this: every other group outside of black Americans, every other group, you do have strong leaders that advocate for your needs. We don't. They take advantage of us, like Jamal Bryant, Al Sharpton, sometimes Ben Crump. Jasmine Crockett, even though her district is not 100% black, I think it's 30% black, if that. The whole Congressional Black Caucus does nothing for Black America. They help LGBTQ and they help illegals and migrants and immigrants. That's the difference. Not all that abortion crime bullshit. I don't need your stupid diatribe telling us what's wrong with us. Worry about your own people. What's wrong with us is we don't have proper leaders advocating for our needs, our agenda, because we don't have one. Our Congressional Black Caucus is useless. They're worried about being on the LGBTQ caucus, which they are. The Hispanic Congressional Caucus, they advocate for their people. But what is the Black Caucus doing for us? Nothing. Grifters. Yes, Riley. Really, Riley? Grifters. So that's the problem. And I'm really tired. When you saw the black people standing around, when he asked them a good question, they're taking the jobs. They're taking the jobs. How do you feel about that? And they stare at them. They're just staring. Now, do you have a problem with the messenger being white? He asked a valid question. He made some valid points. Black people, aren't you tired of these fake ass preachers and these fake ass leaders using black suffering and not doing anything to help Black America? Why are you in denial saying that illegals are not taking American jobs? They are, not just black jobs, but American jobs.
For homosexuality and for illegal aliens.
But my thing is, don't sit up here and try to lecture us and as if you know what our issues are or our problems are, white people.
That is to the point where they're praying to the Holy Spirit for abortion, for homosexuality, and for illegal aliens.
That's just not a black thing. Because there's a whole lot of other people that do the same thing. But he has a point.
Dana, what you got him?
So nice to see you. Elephant in the room. NBA basketball final. You and I are ride or die New York Knickerbocker fans.
Yes.
It's been a disappointing, and to have them just end the playoffs there and not continue, I thought was the right move.
Oh, yes. You think after you blow a 17-point lead with over 6 minutes left, 14 with 2:51 left, 9 with 52 seconds left, and you end up losing game one. I didn't want to admit it to the world at that time, but I knew they were done.
You did know they were done.
I kind of knew.
My son was there in the rafters. When Jalen Brunson hit, there was a point, there was probably like a minute and some left. They had a 9-point lead.
Right.
They hit it, and he made the fatal mistake that a Knicks fan, and now he knows, I had to school him on it. He did the bye-bye. He did the bye-bye on a selfie.
Here's the crime. The crime.
Can he be arrested for
the crime? He should. And I'm going to tell you why.
All right, sir.
Because who does the bye-bye? That's Steph Curry. The greatest shooter God has ever created.
Yes.
That guy in the 2009 draft was drafted 7th overall.
Yes, I know.
Who had the 8th pick? It was the Knicks.
And who did we take?
So.
Who did we take? Hill? Who did we take? Somebody's not even in the league.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah.
Jordan Hill.
Yes. So my point to you is that if you were that close, yet you're so far, because you missed out on him, you would think you would know better than doing that. That doesn't belong to you. You're a Knick. You're not a Warrior.
Steve, he's just a boy. He's just a boy. He's doing his best.
Children learn at a very young age. You've got to know better. You've got to know better. We cannot have.
I've raised him poorly. I made him a Mets fan too. He's got to have some fun.
You did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
It's just that when it comes to sports, none of us are perfect.
No, I appreciate that.
Yes,
now
sir.
you though are into everything now. You've been doing a political commentary. You were on a show where you did a roundtable with the president, Donald
Chris
Trump.
Cuomo, News Nation, Chris Cuomo, Bill O'Reilly. President Trump came on because of Bill O'Reilly. It was an interesting evening, to say the least. He called in for a half hour. He was rambling. I still don't know what he said. I mean, he said a lot. He said a lot, and I brought up HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, asking him about his contribution or the contribution he was intending to make to them. And he says, "I love the black people, the blacks. I love them, Stephen."
He became a Rastafarian?
Something like that. Something like that. Without the dreads.
Can I tell you the crazy part? Stephen brought up Harvard and what was happening at Harvard.
And he brought up Harlem.
And the president goes, "You know, Stephen, Harlem is, it's coming." And I thought, does he think Harvard is in Harlem, or does he just hear Har and just goes, Lem?
I guess so. I don't have the answer to that question, but it was an interesting experience, to say the least. Sitting there talking to him about it, and you know what? And then they asked him, they said, you know, if there's anything that you think you did wrong, anything that you think you would correct, whatever, he said, honestly, I can't think of anything. I think I've been pretty close to perfect. And I said, that's him. That's the Donald Trump I've always known.
Did you know him prior to
I
this?
knew him prior to him running for the presidency. I've often told this story. In 2014, he wanted to purchase the NFL's Buffalo Bills.
Right.
The price tag was $1.4 billion.
That's it?
He had one at the time, yes, because it's over $6 billion now with the Commanders and all that stuff. But at the time, it was $1.4 billion. My sources tell me he had 1.1. And he said to me, he literally called me in 2014, and he said, Stephen, I'm going to tell you this right now, and this is a quote. If them motherfuckers in my way, I'm gonna get them all back. I'm gonna run for president. Those are his exact words. And so the NFL often jokes with me, so it's our fault, when I tell them that story. And I said, yeah.
May I please have a close-up, please?
Yes.
People of Buffalo, give him the game. Save us. How is that possible? Now, why did he call you for the purpose of putting together a group? No,
essentially, he's putting the word out. He was putting the word out that if this doesn't happen, he wanted to do it, and this should happen. I'm Donald Trump. I'm very popular. I'm well known. I'm worth over $1 billion. I should be able to purchase an NFL team if I want it. Right. And if I can't get it, it's because they're getting in my way. That was his position. Their position was, you didn't have enough money.
You didn't have enough money.
That was their position.
He was already in what, the USFL or the
That's right. That was years ago. That was in the 80s. But he was looking. This is 2014.
Right.
And that was the last time that I had spoken to him. Right. Until that town hall meeting on News Nation.
And as you watch all these things unfold, do you think to yourself, yep, he got us all back?
Hell yeah. How could you not?
Did that.
I mean, because listen, there are things, I don't think anybody, I'm a centrist at heart. I always vote, I usually vote Democrat. The only Republican I've ever voted for was Chris Christie, the former governor of New Jersey. Outside of that, I've always voted Democrat. But there's a lot of things that I think can be done differently. I thought the left blew this election more so than him winning it.
Really?
The left definitely blew it. I thought that the progressive left, the extreme left, really ruined the election for the Democrats, and that's how I view it. It's the truth, and I think that because that happened, it positioned him to get away with a lot of things. His position on immigration has been well known. He let you know what he was going to do. A lot of times,
he did it on an escalator.
Yeah, how about
the
that?
most powerful mode of transportation there is.
He doesn't care. And here's the thing about it is, listen. Don't be surprised when you see him and you're thinking about pettiness or you're thinking about vengeance or whatever.
Right.
He's viewing it as, they tried to put me in prison. They tried to put me behind bars for the rest of my life.
Right.
I'm going to get them all. And he won't just openly admit it. He'll say stuff like, I wouldn't do that, but I'd have the right to if I wanted to. Right. He's letting you know. And the people that he's
also doing it.
Oh, yeah. To a degree, yes, he is. No question about it.
But don't you think, it would be reasonable to say that January 6th was a moment that should have maybe gotten him some legal, that wasn't a happenstance.
I am one of those people who firmly believes it was an insurrection. There's no question about it. I'm not backing up from that. But the reality is that I pay attention to 70+ million people or did not give a damn, because what they said was, we're looking at this country, the state of affairs that exists within this nation, and we're concerned about ourselves. We ain't got time for all that. We don't care whether he's in jail or not.
We'll be back. We're at stop number 2, Milledgeville, Georgia. This is your boy Doug, and have a blessed day. We'll be back with another log. This one's been, we've been riding for 2 hours, so I'm in this log, and we'll see you possibly tomorrow, because I don't know if I got enough space.